talk about the legislature, executive and the judiciary, but we forget both. So what we are thinking is that the second part, that the corruption-free government. In the corruption-free government, if there is a pressure from the people side, then the corruption can be controlled. And why the corruption is so widespread is the reason that there is a very strong social acceptance of the corruption, and at the same social acceptance of the corruption. And the other thing is that to the person who is a corrupt, the cost of being corrupt is not very high in Indian society. So if the cost of being corrupt is prohibitively expensive, and then the social acceptance is less, then automatically the corruption will go down. So RTI, like in the sense, is a tool. It's a very strong tool that it gives you the cost of corruption goes up, and and the related point for social cost of corruption is that right now any punishment or any penalty for being corrupt, it's a legal punishment only. So it doesn't have many social consequences. So if we can think of something which has very like social punishment for being corrupt.
It's a good idea, tell me how.
Right now it's in the formative stage, and it's,
whatever you just think.
It's quite foolhardy. But the thing is that in Indian society, family is the very basic unit of the society. So the thing is, like what we discussed in our group, and we had heated debate over that. Who should bear the cost of corruption? The thing is, if a person gets caught and if he is penalized, say for 6 months imprisonment or something, then as an individual he suffers. But the family will suffer to the extent that that person is not available. But if somehow we can make this thing highly visible, for example, initially we can think
the
of
family itself.
The government.
Make the family accountable.
Yes, sir. And for example, in government houses, we have generally government houses of similar color. If a person who is convicted, and if that house is marked with a different color, then everybody knows that this person is corrupt. And so then he has two choices. One of the choices, the family either accept to stay with him, then they bear that cost of the social stigma of corruption. And if they don't agree to stay with him, they are separated. And this separation is by choice.
Is a cost.
And it's a very high cost. If the person is put in the jail, he doesn't have a choice. It's a compulsion. But if a person is separated, then it becomes a very high cost of choice.
I am thinking, SDM,
Yes, sir.
can you say a few words of your experience? Transparent society.
Yes.
Gujarat experience.
Yes.
If you don't know. Sorry, I should not ask that question. If it makes you inconvenient.
Now that you have asked
No,
that.
transparency point. See, we are in the process of implementing one experiment in our collectorate.
Yes.
See, obtaining a non-agricultural permission is a big hassle. We can share that thought. So, what my collector has formalized, he says that when an application is coming in our collectorate, the application is to be entered in our intranet, and the movement will be tracked on a day-to-day basis. Suppose an application is coming in our Jan Seva Kendra, we have an outer limit of 90 days, but technically the government says that you should be through within 45 days. Our effort is to get it through within 30 days. So the effort is that will be given barcode scanners. So all applications are barcoded now. So what will happen? Suppose a paper is moving. E-governance. Suppose a paper has come to the Jan Seva Kendra, within a couple of days it should go to the concerned branch. So suppose it has gone to him. So there is a outer limit that he should be keeping the papers with him for 5 or 6 days. And once the paper comes to his office, it should be entered, the barcode will scan it, so that the status of a particular file will be known to the collector. in a later stage, we are thinking of keeping this in public domain also. Suppose the person has a key number, his barcode number, he would be in a position to access our website, and then he would be in a position to see where his application is actually lying as of today. So suppression of information is a major issue where the corruption is
delay the corruption.
No, delay and lack of information. Suppose I am an applicant, I am going to my government office. I would not know. I see a government official, he would say that your application is not with me.
Yes.
Now the information technology, it reveals everything. Where the application is lying as of today. It was expected that he should have disposed it of within 5 days, or he is taking 10 days. What is the reason? Internal evaluation also will be in place. So we are in the process of implementing this particular experiment. Maybe within the next couple of months, we will see. This is the core area. This is the area which is highly sensitive, and the government also has come up with so many simplification in procedures. Many stages have been made redundant. So only 3-stage scrutiny is now in place instead of 5 or 7. So many opinions were to be sought earlier. Now only 3 opinions are to be sought. So simplification of procedures, everything is kept in public domain, and on a longer run, it will be in public domain.
Okay, sir. Very good. So we get an example now. Any suggestion?
So,
Yeah.
sir, 2 examples of where through which I got this idea about the social cost of corruption. I am an ex-railway officer. So there is a thing called privilege pass to which railway staff is entitled. So when many of the disciplinary cases used to come to me, then instead of imposing a penalty of withholding their increment or withholding their promotion, what I used to do was I would cut their free passes for 2 years, and then their whole family come crying to the person, and they put all the blame on him because it pinches them also. And the second example is that when I was in workshop used to be very dirty. It's not about corruption, but it's about social. The example is about social pressure. So I started encouraging the employees to bring their families to the workshop once in a month or once in a weekend. Initially they started on Saturday. And there were some employees, some staff, who would keep their work area very clean. And they would very proudly bring their family to that place. And then what happened was that their family would generate pressure on the counterparts, and those families then put pressure on the other persons who keep things dirty. And over a period of time, they also started getting the area clean.
Okay.
That is how the social pressure.
Some social pressure seems to be an idea was not thought of. Now we are adding. Any friend? Any suggestion? Now, what is happening